All right, we're gonna get started. All right, Shalom Israel. It's the Isupk Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Johanna. You know what I'm saying? Once again, this is the Sabbath service. I know we're used to in the world, we're used to having the Sabbath service every Sunday, right? Like every Sunday in the Catholic Church. It's different when it comes to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that we've been taught from all these religions, you know what I'm saying? Whatever religion you were brought up on under, right? Uh, we go like my family's been under like from Catholic, Christian, Mormons, you know what I'm saying? So it was like we were all confused about what uh what God to worship, you know what I'm saying? And where we thought the truth was, where Christ and God was at, right? Where it was just like, you know what I'm saying? At this point, might as well just be an atheist, you know what I'm saying? Or might as well not believe in nothing. And then coming across, you know what I'm saying, some videos, starting to realize, you know what I'm saying, what these brothers were telling was, you know what I'm saying, was the truth according to the Bible. And that's the thing, that we're going to speak what the Bible says, right? And we're going to bring out what the truth is, right? We'll bring out with who Christ came for today, you know what I'm saying? For today's class, we'll bring out who Christ came for, because as the world sees it, right, Christ came for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And it sounds nice. You know what I'm saying? To want to save everybody, right? And really more because of what our religious leaders have taught us. You know what I'm saying? So what our religious leaders tell us, we'll feed into that and we'll believe that. You know what I'm saying? But what does God want? You know what I'm saying? What does Christ want? You know what I'm saying? What's inside this Bible that nobody really wants to talk about, which is the truth. You know what I'm saying? And so we'll get into that. And for now, do you know where the prayers are? I think they're inside there. For right now, we're gonna do the Lord the prayers. In there. All right. So, Man of Israel, Amajim, which means to stand. Banya Hakwadam, which means to turn to face the east, which is that way. We're gonna start with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanaw, Shabashamayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwatka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'aratza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Lathanaw, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaknaw, Kawawatinaw, Kasalaknaw, Kawawatinaw, Wala'a, Tabayanaw, Banasaya 1, Abal, Hawashinaw, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatha Parat, La'ai Walamyam, Aman.
The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day, our daily bread, forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
We're going to do the Hakat, which means the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai. Babakashah. Latananaw. Hakat. La Rapa'ah. Kal Maka'ala. It's like Kal Makala. Wakal Madawam. Hakat. Latahar. Hamatazarayim,
Hamatazarayim,
Hakat,
Hakat,
Lakwayam,
Lakwayam,
Hamathyam,
Hamathim,
Hakat,
Hakat,
Arakawa,
Arakarwa,
Hatama'ala,
Hatama'ala,
Lagarshan,
Lagarshan,
Bahashim Yahushai,
Bashim Yahushai,
Tawada Aman.
Tawada Aman. Hakat, the part in English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power here all manner of sickness.
The power here all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, A'art, Ahaharyam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'aratazah, Ayathan, Lamawat, Ragalka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yeshan, Shawamar, Yashra'al, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Ya'id, Al-Yad, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Makalrai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'athka, Waba'aka, Ma'aitha, Wa'ai, Iwalam.
Psalms 121 in English. I lift up my eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh.
Which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold, he that keepeth Israel.
He that keepeth Israel.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
Nor the moon by night.
Nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
And thy coming in.
And thy coming in.
From this time forth.
From this time forth.
Even forevermore.
And even forevermore. Psalms 83rd in the Hebrew. Alahayim. Adamayalaka. Arthur Karash. Wa Arthur Shakwa. Al. Kayahana. Awayabyaka. Yahamaya 1. Ra'ash. Al Amaka. Ya'ira Yumwa. Sawada. Yawaitazal. Atazapawanyaka. Amarwa. Ya'ira Yumwa. Lakawa. Wanakakidam. Magoya. Wala'ah. Yazakar. Sham Yashralam. Awada. Kaya. Nawaitazal. Laba. Yakadwa. Ayaka. Barath. Baryath. Yakarathwa. Ahalya. Da'ama. Adawam. Wayashama'aliyam. Mawa'aba. Wahagaryam. Gabal. Wa'amawan. Wa'amalak. Palashath. Amyashabya. Tazawar. Gamashawar. Nalawa. Imam. Hayawa. Zarawai. Labanya Lawat. Salah. Ashalaham. Kamadian. Kasaya. Sara'ah. Yab. Kayabyan. Banakal. Kayashwan. Nashamadwa. Bayan. Da'ra. Hayawa. Daman. La'adma. Shayathamwa,
Shayathamwa,
Nada,
Nada,
Yamawa,
Yamawa,
Ka'ira,
Ka'ira,
Wakaza Abba,
Wakaza'aba,
Wakazabat,
Wakazabat,
Wakatazal,
Wakatazal,
Mana'ai,
Mana'ai,
Call, Nasaya,
Nasaya,
Kamwa,
Kamwa,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Armarwa,
Nairasha,
Nairasha,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Nawath,
Nawa,
Alahayam,
Alahayim,
Alahaya,
Alahayim,
Shayathamwa,
Shayathamwa,
Kagagala,
Kagagala,
Kakwash,
Kakwash,
Lapanya Raka,
Lapanya Raka,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash,
Taba'ira,
Taba'ira,
Ya'ira,
Ya'ira,
Wakahalaba,
Wakalaba,
Talahat,
Talaha,
Harayam,
Harayam,
Khan,
Khan,
Tharadapma,
Daradapma,
Basa'iraka,
Basa'iraka,
Wabasa,
Wabasa,
Wapathka,
Wapathka,
Tabahalam,
Tabahalam,
Mala'ah,
Mala'ah,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Kwalawan,
Kalawan,
Wayabakashwa,
Wayabakashwa,
Shamka,
Shimka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
It's like Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Wayabahawa,
Wayabaharwa,
Adya'id,
Adyai,
Waya,
Waya,
Kaparwa,
Kaparwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Abadwa,
Abadwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Da'aiwa,
Na'aiwa,
Kayatha,
Kayatha,
Shamka,
Shimka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Labadka,
Labaka,
Ayatha, Ayawan,
Ayawan,
Ka'al,
Ka'al,
Ha'aratza.
Ha'aratazah. Psalms 83 in English. Keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
And hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O God.
And be not still, O God.
For lo,
Thine
enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make a tumult.
They that hate thee have lifted up the head.
And that they hate thee have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation.
And let us cut them off from being a nation.
The name of Yasharallah.
That the name of Yasharallah.
May be no more remembrance.
Maybe no more remembrance.
For they consulted together with one consent.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They're confederate against thee.
They're confederate against thee.
Tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites.
Of Moab.
Of Moab.
And the Hagarenes.
And the Hagarenes.
Cabal. And Ammon.
And Ammon.
And Amalek.
And Amalek.
With the Philistines.
With the Philistines.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
So also are joined with them.
So also joined with them.
They hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites.
As to Sisera.
As to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
As to Jabin.
The brook of Kisan.
At the brook of Kisan.
Which perished at Endor.
Which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like a red.
Make their nobles like a red.
And like Ze'eb.
And like Ze'eb.
Yea.
Yea.
All the princes of Sabbath.
All the princes of Sabbath.
And that's the Muna.
And that's the Muna.
Who said.
Let's
take to ourselves.
Let's take to ourselves.
House of Yahweh. In possession.
In possession.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Make them like the wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As a stumble before the wind.
As a stumble before the wind.
As a fire burneth the wood.
As the fire burneth the wood.
As the flame set the mountains on fire.
As the flame set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
Make them afraid with thy storm.
Make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
They may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
Oh Yahweh.
Oh Yahweh.
Let them be confounded in trouble forever.
Let them be confounded in trouble forever.
Let them be put to shame and perish.
Let them be put to shame and perish.
The man may know that thou.
That man may know that thou.
Whose name alone.
Whose name alone.
Is Yahweh.
Is Yahweh.
Art the most high over all the earth.
Art the most high over all the earth. We're going to read the blessings. Barakatha Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Alahayim.
Matazab Ya'ah.
Matazab Ya'ah.
Alawap Yahana.
Alawap Yahana.
Ha Alawapim.
Ha Alawapim.
Ha Saranyim.
Ha Saranyim.
Ha Kwatazayanyim.
Ha Kwatazayanyim.
Ha Kayayalim.
Ha Kayayalim.
Wa Akwathim.
Wa Akwathim.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai.
Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai.
The Wada Aman.
The Wada Aman. This is in English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding during Johanna.
Commanding during Johanna.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it. With that, Sar, which you can turn, and you may be seated. Once again, you know what I'm saying? We're going to go over who the Most High is with and who he is against. You know what I'm saying? Just to Let's go to Deuteronomy. You got it. Okay, you got your sword. And according to the prayers, I mean, just listen to the Psalms 83rd. You know what I'm saying? Just go over Psalms 83rd. Actually, let's go over that real quick, right? Let's go to Psalms. Book of Psalms, the 83rd chapter. Do you need a Bible?
No.
Okay, it's
I do better.
all right. It's all good.
Slow reader.
Right. All right, so go to Psalms 83rd. You can start at verse 2.
Come on. The book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. They that hate thee have lifted up the head.
Right. They that hate thee have lifted up the head. Right. Who hates, you know what I'm saying? Who's hated more in this world? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's hated more in this world other than, you know what I'm saying? Like, who you got?
You want to ask me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Who I feel like is
yeah. Blacks and Hispanics, man. Like we are the most hated. Like, if you ever look at, like, just looking at the news, you know what I'm saying, in general, like, who's like majority in the news, like, you know what I'm saying, who they always criminalize as, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to us, it's like, oh, these thugs, you know what I'm saying, these drug dealers, these rapists, these, you know what I'm saying, murderers. It's always those words to caption, you know what I'm saying, the type of people that they're dealing with, right? But when it comes to their own people, it's like, you know what I'm saying, I don't know who remembers that Botham Jean. You remember there was a brother named Botham John. Botham John, Slakia. Botham John, where he was killed in his own apartment, right? By an off-duty police officer.
Oh, she went in the wrong apartment.
Right. She went into the wrong apartment. You know what I'm saying? Thought that somebody broke into her apartment. You know what I'm saying? Shot him. Didn't even give him a chance to you know what I'm saying? To, you know what I'm saying, to reply. Yeah, like, and that's the thing, like, you know what I'm saying, is if you're wearing a certain, you know what I'm saying, description, you must be a criminal. You know what I'm saying? And it's always like that. I also seen a video too where it was like, you know what I'm saying, it's a black man. That's the only description that they put. It's a black man. So they're always trying to look for a black man. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And it's always like, oh, you fit the description. But with Botham Jean, right? He was in his own, you know what I'm saying, his own what you would call his own safe place, right? That's like, your home should be the safest place, you know what I'm saying, outside of there, right? Anywhere else is like, you know what I'm saying, you're always constantly looking for danger. You're always looking at your rear view mirrors, making sure that there's nobody following you, that there's no lights turning on, you know what I'm saying? Always checking for a trap, you know what I'm saying, for any type of danger. But in your home, all you're doing is just making sure you get, you know what I'm saying, you eat, you know what I'm saying, have a you know what I'm saying, you get your rest so you can go back to slavery tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's your sanctuary, right? Your safe place. But in this case, for this brother, you know what I'm saying, this woman decided to go into his home and didn't see how the furniture didn't fit. And not only that, but what happened? She got off on the wrong floor, didn't she?
No, she parked on a different floor than what she normally parks
right.
for her own apartment.
Right.
She parked on a whole different floor. Not only that, but, you know what I'm saying, the thing that stuck out about his apartment is that when you look at the pictures, here's the only part that had a red rug in the front of it. Nobody else in the apartment had a red rug in front of their door.
Right.
So you look at the picture, it's bright as hell, so you can't miss it. So her saying that she didn't know she was at the wrong apartment. You know what I'm saying? There's like numbers on the wall that shows you what floor you on. You on 304, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it wasn't an accident.
Right.
No, I feel like she, you know, she got home. She probably needed to be playing watching the shows live, whatever. She tired of hearing it downstairs, below her. She needed to know, put it into it. I don't think it was an accident. I think she did that on purpose.
No, yeah, that's most definitely true. But the thing is that what the crazy part is when they were in court. You know what I'm saying? That was the craziest part, where it was like this woman was convicted. You know what I'm saying? Like, and after that, after all that, you know what I'm saying? The brother that, you know what I'm saying, that she killed, the brother went over and what? Gave her a hug, right? And that's the problem with us, is that we're too quick to, you know what I'm saying, forgive, you know what I'm saying, to forgive, and more so to, like, you know what I'm saying, be more compassionate towards everybody else but our own. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're so quick to love everybody else, but forget that we need love too. You know what I'm saying? Our people need love too. You know what I'm saying? Our brothers and sisters, our children need love too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't these other nations have enough love? You know what I'm saying? They have enough love of their own, and they still, you know what I'm saying, they still demand it of from us too. You know what I'm saying? It's like you.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, not on demanding love for our own, but just showing the hatred that they have for our people. When it came to the brother about them John, saying, when they found out that, saying the brother was a stand up brother, he had no criminal record. So he came from the islands, was in the church. So the only thing they can do was say, oh, he smoked some weed.
And that's another thing.
That's what they want to point out. He was at home, in a state where it's recreational use is legal. That he smoked some weed and he ate some ice cream.
Right.
Because he didn't have no police record. He had no pictures of him holding no kind of guns, nothing. So that's what they do. They look for things to demonize us.
Right. Read verse 3 real quick.
Psalms 83, verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Right. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying, what the brother just said, they'll do any little, like, they'll come together and then talk amongst themselves to see how to make you a criminal. You know what I'm saying? Find any little piece just to, okay, well, let's look back at his records. Let's see what we can trial him. Let's see, bring him in for. You know what I'm saying? Knowing damn well you didn't do nothing wrong. You're not the problem. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we need to understand, that we are not the problem, right? Because that in our head, you know what I'm saying, and that's how I thought, right? Is that from a child you thought that you are the problem. You shouldn't exist. You know what I'm saying? Or you should love them or be more like them. Right. But really, who are we dealing with? You know what I'm saying? Who are we trying to become more of? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the problem is that we don't have that base of that foundation where we can go and turn to, where it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is how you should live. This is how you should you know what I'm saying, interact with your own people. This is how you should, you know what I'm saying, behave. This is the a sign of a true leadership, right? Why? Because everybody that we look up to is white. I mean, look at the images of, you know what I'm saying, whether it be Christ, all the prophets, you know what I'm saying, the superheroes, wherever, right? Everywhere you go is nothing but white faces, and that's the face of justice. You know what I'm saying? That's the image of your savior, your safe place. But really, you know what I'm saying, it should be your own brother. You know what I'm saying? Christ was a black man. You know what I'm saying? Christ was a black man, and he didn't commit no crimes, but yet and still they tried him as another nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how it is, man. And that's how it's gonna be until Christ returns, man. And that's why we gotta wash that mentality of that Christian mindset. You know what I'm saying? Because Christianity is really a white supremacist, you know what I'm saying, uh, um, religion. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna tell the truth, that's what it is. Because the Bible is all black, but they paint it what? White. You gonna say something, Kabarama?
So if I could, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
My people's problem is real simple.
we are culturally depleted. We have nothing. If you ask a Black, Hispanic, or so-called Hispanic or Native American what their culture is, they will never tell you the truth. We can't think of anything that we have done and that we do that is culturally enriching, because our forefathers and we propagated or perpetuated. We take on the cultures of every other nation around us. Only in the ISUPK do we actually understand, sir, that we ask forgiveness for bumping into a Basalaki.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We know who our Father in heaven is. This is the only place that's culturally enriching. Everybody else, all of our people are just so lost. It's sad to see it.
Right. And for the brother, you know what I'm saying, Slakia means excuse me, or you know what I'm saying, pardon me, you know, in the Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so yeah, man, like, you know what I'm saying, the whole crafty council, I mean, it could go all the way back to, you know what I'm saying, Ronald Reagan and the whole, you know what I'm saying, war on drugs. That's another big, you know what I'm saying, crafty council that they try to put on our people, right? Also, who was that said man, I had it just flew. But anyways, keep going.
Sir, continue verse 3. I'm just start back again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Psalms 83, verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Come, go ahead.
They have, verse 4, they have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation.
Let us what?
Let us cut them off from being a nation.
Let us cut them off from being a nation. And that's the thing, man. Like, you're not a nation no more. You're just black. You're just you go from Negro to African American to black to, you know what I'm saying, African American. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying, you jump around to the point where it's like, and now in today's time, we think, you know what I'm saying, we call ourselves by our religion. You know what I'm saying? Or what are you? Or what's your nationality? Or, you know what I'm saying? Even Mexicans too, like we jump around, we don't even know who we are. You know what I'm saying? Like we so lost, because there's lighter Mexicans, and they say if you're darker, or you're an Indian. You know what I'm saying? You're an Indian, you know what I'm saying? And that's like, and that's the problem, where it's like we divide ourselves. Like the white man has done such a good job on dividing and separating ourselves, you know what I'm saying, and it weakened our nation, you know what I'm saying, because now we don't, like, you know what I'm saying, we don't know that we are a nation. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are one nation. You know what I'm saying? When you tell that to, you know what I'm saying, an average Jake in the world, it's like, man, what are you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying, where are you getting this information from? Like, you know what I'm saying, let me look at where's the proof and all that. The proof is in the Bible, man, and the proof is in your day-to-day life. The way they just treat us as a people, and then you could just tell that we are two different people, meaning us, blacks and Hispanics, and all these other nations. Like, you know what I'm saying, like they say that the majority of immigrants coming into the US are, you know what I'm saying, Mexicans, right? But don't I weren't wasn't there a plane full of what Afghanis, right? Mm-hmm. Coming over, like a plane full of Afghanis. Not only that, but Ukrainians, you know what I'm saying? Even sometimes Chinese, Asians, so big, so they're so big that they had to have a whole Chinatown. You know what I'm saying? A whole town for them. But where's a, you know what I'm saying, where's a Hispanic? You know what I'm saying? Where's a Latino? Where's Black Wall Street? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's Black Wall Street at? Where you know what I'm saying? Where's a town full of, you know what I'm saying, natives? Oh, it has to be a reservation for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be in a ghetto in order to find our people. You know what I'm saying? And that's the majority of where our people have always dwelled in when we served under other nations. You know what I'm saying? Take it all the way back to Egypt. You know what I'm saying? And that's what has happened. And you know what I'm saying? And America trying to be more like Egypt, and every, you know what I'm saying, they will oppress the children of Israel to serve them and make them forget who they were. Read that again.
Psalms 83, verse 4. They have said, "Come, let us cut them off and be in a nation,
Right.
that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance."
Right. That the name of Israel, like you don't even know your name. You don't know your father. You don't know your history. You don't know so much a thing about yourself to the point where it's like you have to pay a website in order to get your, you know what I'm saying, ancestry.com. You know what I'm saying? All your ancestry, your background, and now you get you send your DNA and you get a result back that you're not even black. You know what I'm saying? You're 30% this, 20% that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get all sorts of you know what I'm saying, of information where it's like you're just really confused. You know what I'm saying? You're not solid into, you know what I'm saying? And that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? You want something simple, man. You want to make life so simple where it's like, you know what I'm saying, you could explain it to a child, right? And that's what the Bible gives you, man. The problem with this is that when wicked men take hold onto this and try to explain, you know what I'm saying, this information, they interpret it into their own, you know what I'm saying, into what they think or what they feel, or really more so what, you know what I'm saying, to please the other nations, right? And that's what we can't have right here. You know what I'm saying? There's no interpretation of any kind. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's only the truth, and it's, you can't, like, you know what I'm saying, you can't be looking to the left and to the right to find, you know what I'm saying, and you got to keep going on a straight and narrow path, man. You gonna
Constantly, yeah, I was gonna just hit more on that point about the DNA test. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, the same people that took our identity want you to pay to get your identity back.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? That's the crazy part. You know what I'm saying? People will tell you all the time, when you get your DNA testing done, not necessarily knowing how the DNA test results are even found. Like, they're not, when you get those tests back and you say they're 30% this or 30% that, all that means that you might share a similar DNA to some people over there, but your DNA are not the exact same.
Right.
You know, once it's hard to go back that far back DNA wise. That's why you always know that's why you do a parental DNA. That's more concrete because that's directly from father to child. You try to go back 4 or 5 generations, that DNA gets murky. You know, so you can't really count on that. Then you talk about they just gather samples from people all across the world, and they don't account for migration patterns. People move from place to place. Just because, like, for instance, they say if you're a so-called Jewish man, suppose your DNA comes from Israel. Not take to the fact that those people DNA also trace back to people who come from Poland and Caucasus Mountains. So how do people end up over there in Israel? They don't take the fact that those people migrated and moved there. People that live in South Africa once lived in northern parts of Africa.
Right.
Yeah, they don't take those facts into consideration. Now people don't either.
Same thing with the Polynesians. That they once were part of Australia, and they got moved into these little islands. You know what I'm saying? Now the true Aborigines, you know what I'm saying, are their land is in Australia, but they got moved into these little islands, and you know what I'm saying, and all those Australians were just really what they were prisoners of I forget what other land it was.
It was Britain.
Britain, right?
It used to be a prison colony.
Right. Go ahead.
How do y'all feel about, like, the Black Panthers? Do you feel like there was like what religion they was believing in? Certain people say Muslim, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, do you feel like that was something? They was knowing the truth about what's going on.
I mean, go ahead.
I would say with the Black Panthers, they, what their cause was just the betterment of Black people. But at the same time, they did a mistake that every one of our groups have done in the past, which is let white people in. You know what I'm saying? They let the white women in. They started, getting on drugs. So started for a good cause. They're implementing programs for kids and things like that for security things to keep our people safe, keep our kids safe, get the education up. But the fact of the matter is they didn't do it in the name of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? You put it more sense. Some of them were probably Christians, some of them were probably Muslims, but they weren't all focused on the one thing, which was, the Most High's people. Because once you let the white man in, or any of his people in, they're going to infiltrate and they're going to, make things topsy turvy. You know what I mean? Like, they started getting into drugs and things of that nature, to where because the threat of them was the threat of the same thing that IPK brings, is that fact that we're trying to bring our people together. The difference is we do it under the Most High, but they just did it just because they want to better people, which is not a bad thing. Yeah. It's a good thing. We all want to better our people,
right?
But it's how you go about it. It's how you go about it. That's why we can't let integration be a thing in here. It has to be segregated, right? Because we see what integration does. Saying just like they allow white people come in there and George came flying to their organization. Same thing will happen if we let them in our organization too. They'll just try little by little try to bring in drugs and try to tell people, oh, you know what? Well, what if the white man can be saved?
Right.
What if you can't have salvation?
Right. And the difference in that too is that the fight that we think we're fighting, you know what I'm saying? It's not a physical fight, you know what I'm saying? It's not a political fight, you know what I'm saying? It's really more of a spiritual fight that we have to fight, you know what I'm saying, against our enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to look at your enemy. I mean, you got a big ass army, you know what I'm saying? What weapons do you have? Or, you know what I'm saying, who can, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're so more ahead of us in that the only thing that we can rely on is on two things: the Most High and brotherhood. Right. You know what I'm saying? Is coming together and separating ourselves spiritually, you know what I'm saying, from our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, coming back to our God and these law, statutes, and commandments, and remembering the promise that our forefathers made with the Most High, so that in that way the Most High will be with us when that time comes. You know what I'm saying? Because there's gonna come a time where these, you know what I'm saying, devils are gonna be put to death, right? And everybody else that's with them, right? They're all gonna be put to death. But there's a time for all these things, right? The time right now is to build up. You know what I'm saying? There's a time to build, there's a time to destroy. Let's build our nation up. Let's build our, you know what I'm saying, our people up, because they have a kingdom and we have a kingdom of our own. This is their kingdom, but the kingdom of heaven dwells within you. So you got to make sure that you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. You got to make sure that you are keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Well, my family, they grew up in, Christianity, right?
Right.
So I always felt like you can't hide the word of God, period. Like, you could try to, whatever they be doing with the little Bible, playing with it, you can't hide his word. So no matter what they saying in there, I'm still gonna get the word out of, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of other, and I hear what you said, a lot of other people, they just going, oh yeah, Jesus white, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But not looking at the fact, the skin bronze, hair like wool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But them things that, I took out of there that I know you're not gonna play me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was a story I told my wife. I told her, I said, I was in California at the train station, and I ran into a Hispanic brother, because I grew up around a lot of essays growing up.
Right.
The only black family in the community, and no blacks was over there. And the dude walked up to me, a Spanish brother, and had the Bible. Now I don't know what Bible he had, but he had a Bible, and he said, "Bro, you know who you are." And I'm, I ain't got to stop and talk to him. You know what I'm saying? But when you talking about God, I'm gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the real.
Right.
I've seen things that you couldn't even imagine. You know what I'm saying? That he did. Nobody could do it. Like you said, we got a whole army against us. What guns we got to knock down everything?
Right.
That prayer is what's going. You know what I'm saying? And brother, you got enough people with you can make it. But he read the Bible to me, whatever Bible he had, and it said Hebrew in there, right? Israelite. I was young. I'm a teenager, right? He said, "You a Hebrew Israel." That's what he told me. And I'm like, so he like, man, God, like he was so passionate and mad, like he was tripping. This you right here, and the old white lady walked up. I'm talking about this like one of them little Passion of the Christ movies, right? You know what I'm saying? An old wicked little. She looked at but me having that heart that you was saying that we be so compassionate for people that ain't really rocking with us. Because this lady probably was back around when slave years when we was getting, our people.
Right. Dang.
And I'm surprised this lady at the train station.
Right.
And she walking up, but she got like royal blue eyes, right? And just keep smiling. Like I'll never forget this. And the Mexican dude, like, hey, get up out of here. Like he on her. He on her helmet. Like he tripping. I'm like, hey bro, calm down. You know what I'm saying? She probably want to hear the word too, whatever. He like, nah, this Satan right now. I'm like, oh yeah, he tripping. So I'm now, and I'm thinking he just tripping. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, everybody ain't the devil. But then I had to really think, when I was in that place, in the pen,
right.
prison, I always thought about it. I always thought about it before prison. I'm like, man, what is that old white? Because she was looking creepy. She was looking like the lady off Snow White that gave old girl the apple.
Right.
Like that. But I had, emotion because she an old lady, you know what I'm saying? And I had compassion on her.
Right.
But I still think that was probably the enemy.
Right.
It was just smiling. Just
right.
Where is you coming from? It's thousands of people walking through here. And he stopped me to read it to me. He could have stopped anybody. He stopped me. Feel what I'm saying?
Right.
It's thousands. I'm coming from the studio. I'm doing this music. I'm everywhere. Why you stop me? I'm still a child. I'm still young. Why you?
Right.
And he read it to me, and he was serious. Like God told him, like, I don't know if he's an angel. I don't know where he came. I don't know, but I'll never forget the story. And it's crazy because, I barely heard of, the camp and all that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a new year now. Last year.
Right.
And I'm like, Hebrew Israelite. And I'm like, then I'm thinking, I'm talking. I'm like, man, somebody told me this when I was like 15, 16 years old. A Mexican dude. Then when I get here, who teaching?
Right.
And I ain't gonna lie, bro. You kind of favor the dude. I could barely get a little glimpse of it. Like you sound just like how, and he was serious.
Right.
He was about ready to cry, reading it to me.
Right.
Like I just had to share that. Not to, I apologize for.
It's funny. It's funny that you said it because I mean. One thing too, like you got to make sure that what I'm saying, you stay professional with in everywhere you go. You know what I'm saying? Like the woman, like I mean, it's an old lady. You know what I'm saying? Like right here, we know who the enemy is. You know what I'm saying? We know who we not to mess with, but at the same time, you don't have to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? We're under. You know what I'm saying? We're in their kingdom. You know what I'm saying? We're under captivity, and we still gonna have to deal with them, but we're gonna have to deal with them. You know what I'm saying, in a professional way. You know what I'm saying, in a good fashion. You know what I'm saying, because we're not gonna, we can't just, you know what I'm saying, take a ticket and fly to wherever, you know what I'm saying, and just land there and start all over. Like the thing is that we're gonna be like look at the letters that Paul was sending to, you know what I'm saying, Romans, you know what I'm saying, Thessalonians, you know what I'm saying, all these places, like brothers were under captivity under the Romans, you know what I'm saying. So we're gonna deal with them, but you know what I'm saying, we don't gotta, you know what I'm saying, like I said, like, it all goes back to what I said before, which there's a time for all that, you know what I'm saying. Like there's gonna be a time where you're gonna put them in chains. There's gonna be a time where you're gonna, you know what I'm saying, give them double, you know what I'm saying, what they've given unto us, right? Like you just gonna have to deal with them, you know what I'm saying. A white woman or a white man comes, like I'm walking in, I hold the door, you know what I'm saying, some polite shit, you know what I'm saying. A white server serves me, I tip him, you know what I'm saying. Whatever, like, you know what I'm saying, you gonna deal with them wherever you go. Doesn't mean you have to be all rude, like, you know, Like, you know what I'm saying? In camp, we blazing. You know what I'm saying? In camp, we gonna most definitely blaze. We gonna get a boot kiss, and we're not gonna be, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna be apologetic about it. You know what I'm saying? But there's a certain way you deal. What's it? What's that one scripture? Is be seasoned. Yeah, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a way to deal with anybody, even with your own people. You know what I'm saying? There's brothers that are overly aggressive that you might, you know what I'm saying, you can't meet, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna have to learn how to either meet that or know how to, like, talk to them, right? Because you don't know the story behind what that brother went through. You know what I'm saying? Like, we go out and feed brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, in the streets, and some of them are like, you know what I'm saying, what they would think, some people might think, oh, they're rude. It's like, you don't really know, like, you know what I'm saying, they go through things, man. You know what I'm saying? It's only natural that you're gonna react to the condition that you're in a certain way. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, have some compassion for your own people, because nobody else has that for them. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
Right. Wise as serpents and harmless as doves, right? That's dealing with these other nations. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to be... Go ahead.
Concert. The book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves.
As sheep in the midst of wolves, right? We like sheep, you know what I'm saying? We very, like, we could be very vulnerable, right? But go ahead.
Be ye therefore wise as serpents.
But be there ye for wise as serpents. Meaning you're gonna have to learn how to maneuver, move around. You're gonna have to learn how to, you know what I'm saying, talk. You're gonna learn how to do that. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And harmless as doves.
But you're gonna also have to be harmless as doves, meaning, you know what I'm saying, you know, you're dealing with a devil. You know, you're dealing with a natural born killer. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna have to learn how to deal with this. You know what I'm saying?
So I've got another precept on that real quick.
Go ahead.
So this is close to what we're talking about. This is Colossians, chapter 4, verse 6. Let your speech always be with grace, seasoned with salt.
Seasoned with what?
Seasoned with salt.
Seasoned with salt. Now that's like, you know what I'm saying, that's like black term. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to learn how to speak with flavor. You know what I'm saying? Meaning you gonna, every brother, some brothers are a hugger. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers are just dabbers. Some brothers don't even want to, you know what I'm saying, don't even want to touch you. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's different, and also in like I said before, in the way they speak. Some are more aggressive, like the essay that you know what I'm saying walked up on you. You know what I'm saying? He's very aggressive, and that's the thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a good spirit to have, especially when, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to have that aggression, and you don't want to let that fire, you know what I'm saying, dim down. You want to keep that fire going. You know what I'm saying? Because that fire can dim down over a year, you know what I'm saying, going over so many winters, and hearing how Christ is going to return, and he's still not here. That's why Christ said, you know what I'm saying, you're going to have to endure to the end. You know what I'm saying? It's a long period of, you know what I'm saying, of suffering. You know what I'm saying? Who knows when he's going to come? You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows. The thing is,
like a thief in the night.
like a thief in the night. Exactly. Coming in through like a thief in the night. Nobody knows. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think if Christ told you the time, the period, the date, everybody would start getting in check right now? Like, everybody, if they knew the time that he was going to come, they would start getting ready right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But nobody knows. Now, that's why everybody's doing what they want to do. Everybody's doing their own little thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's why when he comes, there's going to be a lot of bloodshed.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I you know what I'm saying? Matthew's 10 and 34. You know what I'm saying? Think not that I've come to send peace on earth, but I come to send a sword. You know what I'm saying? I'm paraphrasing. You know what I'm saying? It's not Like Christ is not like how the Christian church paints it. Or actually, you know what I'm saying? You could get that real quick. Like Christ is not about, you know what I'm saying, cookies and cream, you know what I'm saying, warm hugs, and you know what I'm saying, they're there. He's about business, his father's business. And his father is a man of war. You know what I'm saying? Exodus 3:15 says that. He's a man of war. You know what I'm saying? And just if you want to, like I said, if you want to go back to, you know what I'm saying, what he did to the Egyptians, I mean, that's a perfect picture. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Matthews 10, verse 34.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
Right. The sword is not to, you know what I'm saying? The sword is to kill. You know what I'm saying? The sword is to punish those that disobeyed. You know what I'm saying? That's what the sword is. The sword is to put to rest all those wicked lies. The sword is to, you know what I'm saying, to destroy, you know what I'm saying, anybody that come up against, you know what I'm saying, Christ and the truth. Right? That's what the sword is for. Right? Keep going.
Verse 35. For I have come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Keep going.
And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
Right. And a man's foes, meaning the people that you're going to have trouble, you know what I'm saying, the most trouble with is going to be those in your own house. Like your own family is going to be the one that's going to be like fighting you about, no, not Christ is not like that. No, not my Jesus. Right. You know what I'm saying? Why do you say, you know what I'm saying, God hates? It's not God doesn't hate. God loves. He's all about love. He's pure. You know what I'm saying? This and that. Like that's Christianity. You know what I'm saying? They're battling Christianity, and you're fighting them with what Christ is saying. Christ is telling you right here, he's not coming to send peace, but a sword. Right? And we just read in Psalms 83, you know what I'm saying, how the Most High is against all these other nations. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because of what they have done to us. Like that's the greatest crime. I don't think like people understand how big of a crime it is to take someone's identity. Like imagine that, like imagine, you know what I'm saying, just taking away the identity of the Asians. You know how they would go to war for that. Right? They would go to war. Every other nation will go to war for what's theirs. What do we do? Well, what's our solution? Marching. What's our solution? You know what I'm saying? Voting. What's our solution? You know what I'm saying? Joining or having peace with these other nations. That's why what Martin Luther King did was not a great enough tool to end, you know what I'm saying, world, you know what I'm saying, like to have world peace. Like, you mean to tell me you're gonna have to get beat to prove to the enemy that you come in peace, and they still don't like you? Like they did a whole march, and police brutality has not ended. It's 2023, and there's still a brother getting beat by 5 other brothers. Like like what has that, how has this, you know what I'm saying, how has what Martin Luther King's legacy did change the future? Like what did he do in order to, you know what I'm saying, get, like, you know what I'm saying, have a better future for our children, seeing that this brother, you know what I'm saying, would be like his child, his grandchild. He did all that beating so he could just get beat more. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes no sense. Like the thing is that we have like that whole Christianity mindset has to go out the window. Right. That whole thing about having peace, there's no such thing as peace. Right. There's never been such as, how did America gain this country? With peace? With the Native Americans?
Oh, apocalypto.
Yeah, like Nah. Oh, the movie? Right. No, but I'm talking about what America did with the Native Americans. Like,
yeah, that movie explained that.
What did it explain though?
You seen it?
I seen it, yeah.
Yeah, to me it explained like it was the Mayans, the Aztecs, and you feel me? Pretty much, some of them had was praying to the sun god and sacrificing their own people.
Right.
Tripping. And then one of them ended up getting away, getting back to his camp or whatever, and ran into Christopher Columbus and all that. That's like it showed from there how you feel me? The white people came over here and started acting like they discovered,
Right.
You feel me?
Like they always say they discovered something when other people leaving there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
it was already natives and
right.
Mexicans already here.
Right.
All they did was just use the other to go get at the others, take over their land.
Right. Like for instance, I got this book right here, right, called There. Mm-hmm. Right. There's a part right here where it explains how they ended up, if you could read this part right here, right? How they ended up celebrating Thanksgiving, right? And the thing is that like there's a way where, you know what I'm saying, America wants to have peace and all that, right? And really more so like, get everybody together and be under one nation, right? Right? Just like in the Tower of Babel. That's another thing, right? But what I was trying to go for, you know what I'm saying, was there's never been any country, any nation where they have gained peace by just peace. You know what I'm saying? They never build a whole country out of just peace. Every country, every nation has built their nation or their country through war. They had to go to war in order to build America. They had to kill the Native Americans. They had to put blacks in slavery, natives and Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? Push them all out and put them in their own reservations. You know what I'm saying? Lynch them or do all this just to have what you had, just to have what you got right now, which is America, land of the free, home of the brave. You know what I'm saying? A place where you have equal rights, freedom of speech, and goes on, right? Go ahead.
The book there on page 5. In 1637, anywhere from 400 to 700 Pequot gathered for the annual green corn dance. Colonists surrounded their village, set it on fire, and shot any Pequot who tried to escape.
And shot any Pequot that tried to escape, right? They surrounded it, set it on fire, and as it was on fire, anybody that would try to run out of that, they would kill him. You know what I'm saying? Shoot him down, right? Go ahead.
The next day, the Massachusetts Bay Colony had a feast and celebration, and the governor declared it a day of Thanksgiving.
And that was their peace. That's what they call peace. You know what I'm saying? A day of what?
A day of Thanksgiving.
Keep going.
Thanksgivings like these happen everywhere.
Happened where?
Everywhere.
Oh, man. All over America, right? Go ahead.
Sir. Whenever there were what we have to call successful massacres.
What do they call them?
Successful massacres.
Successful massacres. Keep going.
At one such celebration in Manhattan, people were said to have celebrated by kicking the heads of Pequot people through the streets like soccer balls.
Man, they celebrated. That's how they celebrated? Read that again, that last part.
The people were said to have celebrated by kicking the heads of Pequot people through the streets like soccer balls.
And now you want to join with that. You know what I'm saying? Now you want to go to their system and try to vote for, you know what I'm saying, whatever you want done in your community. Why? Like that's who we're dealing with. Keep going. You're right. Keep going.
It's the second paragraph. The first novel by a native person, and the first novel written in California, was written in 1854 by a Cherokee guy.
Hold on. You can stop right there. You know what I'm saying? That's it on that. But this book is written by Tommy Orange. It's called There, right? You can see it. All right. It's for everybody else. Right. So man, like the thing is the just the stories that you hear, like none of that is taught in school. Like none of that is taught in school. Everything, every November, we have to draw turkeys. You know what I'm saying? Hands with your hands. You know what I'm saying? And then hear a documentary about how the a thing peace, yeah, pilgrims, a peaceful gathering, a peaceful, right, after the slaughter. And when it goes deep into it, it talks about how they poisoned the natives too, and they all over I believe 300 or 400 just dropped dead. And then they ended up realizing that that was happening a lot. You know what I'm saying? It happened so much where it's like, you know what, we got to stop having these feasts with them. You know, we got to stop sitting down and eating with them, because they starting to realize it's like, this is who we're dealing with. We're not dealing with just a a, a human being. We're dealing with an animal. You know what I'm saying? Because that's who they are. Like you gotta be an animal to kill a nation of people that just came and, you know what I'm saying, seen you and helped you. Like what, like, you know what I'm saying? Like why would you do that? Like they helped you into through the coldest winters, and you survived and you lived, and taught you how to hunt, how to navigate throughout the land, taught you the ways of the land, and you disrespect them by killing them. Like you got to know your enemy, and that's the problem. We don't know our enemy. You know what I'm saying? Black Panthers did not know the enemy that they were facing. You know what I'm saying? And if you go into look up who supplied them, you know what I'm saying, with them guns, is gonna be an Asian. You know what I'm saying? An Asian supplied them with those guns, and he was working with the FBI. You know what I'm saying? So that's, you know what I'm saying. In all reality, we always think that we can defeat our enemy with in including other nations in. It's not gonna happen, man. We're gonna have to do this ourselves, right? We're gonna have to do this ourselves without picking up any weapons, without, you know what I'm saying, touching any of these, you know what I'm saying, devils. We're gonna have to do this ourselves, and with the by coming back to the Lord, you know what I'm saying, by keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that real quick. Let's get Deuteronomy. Let's go to Deuteronomy real quick. Give me the blessings on 28.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently to the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee high above all nations of the earth.
Right. The Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. Does that sound like equal rights? No, it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like if you, what do you say? He said, if you hearken, right? If thou hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, not some of them, you know what I'm saying? Not the ones that you think are convenient to you, but all of them. You know what I'm saying? I which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all the other nations, right? Now, give me verse 7.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 7. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten.
To be what?
To be smitten.
Go ahead.
Before thy face.
Go ahead.
They shall come out against thee one way, and flee before thee 7 ways.
And flee before thee. Meaning they're going to try to come up against us, but knowing that we have the Lord with us, they're not going to be stronger than us. You know what I'm saying? they're not gonna be mightier than us. Give me Kabadamas, if you could get Judith 4, and I believe Judith, I want to say it's 4. No, not 4. 5. Give me 5 and 21.
Good, sir. This is the book of Judith, chapter 5,
Right.
verse 21. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by.
Right. If there be no iniquity in them, meaning there be none, all of Israel be what? Serving the Lord.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All of Israel is doing what they're supposed to be doing. Go ahead.
Lest their Lord defend them.
Hold on. Read that part again.
Lest their Lord.
No, go back to the first.
But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by.
Right. Keep going.
Lest their Lord defend them.
Right. Lest their Lord defend them. Meaning their God is going to defend. Meaning our God is going to defend us.
Right.
Right. Why? Because we're serving the Lord. You know what I'm saying? There's no iniquity within us. Right. Keep going.
And their God before them.
And their God before them. Right. Meaning our God is going to be with us.
Right.
When we don't serve the Lord, the Lord is against us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whenever you see that you're not winning in anything, you know what I'm saying? Whenever you're losing in life, it's because of what you're doing. Right? If you lose, then the Lord is not with you. You know what I'm saying? How do we know the Lord is not with the Christian church? Because they lose all the time because of what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? We know that the Lord is not with them. How do we know that the Lord is with us? Because in any debate, in any situation that we come up against, you know what I'm saying? We could go to what is it, a level 4 danger zone? We could go over to where the cartel is at, feed our people, and come back, and no harm done unto our people. And we don't know no cartels. We don't know. We're not connected to any, you know what I'm saying, other organization, but with the Most High. You know what I'm saying? That's the only power that we have. Right? Keep going.
And we become a reproach before all the world.
Right. This is a what would you call him? Like his basically like his go ahead.
It's like his chief advisor.
Chief advisor, right? His chief advisor is giving this king some information about how to infiltrate, how to take over a nation, meaning Israel, really, right? How to take over these people, right? And as he's telling them, he's letting them know, look, if they're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, then you cannot deal with them, right? You can't deal with these people. Why? Because their God is for them. And if their God is for them and we go in there too early before, you know what I'm saying, there's any iniquity within them, we're going to look bad. We're going to be a reproach.
Right. Meaning
what? Everybody's going to look at what happened to us.
Right.
And they're going to look at us and be like, man, these people, nobody could compete with them.
Right.
Right? Keep going.
Answer. And when Achior had finished these sayings, all the people standing round about the tent murmured, and the chief men of Holofernes and all that dwelt by the seaside and in Moab spake that he should kill him. For say they, we will not be afraid of the face of the children of Israel.
Right. We will not be afraid of the children of Israel. Right. Keep going.
For lo, it is a people that have no strength nor power for a strong battle.
For a what?
A strong battle.
They look at us weak. All right? They look at us weak. They look like, man, these people, they're weak. That's how they looked at the Native Americans, didn't they? They look at them and they said, Christopher Columbus said that they have what? They have nothing but sticks. And you know what I'm saying? They don't have good weapons. Like if you look at his diary that he was sending to his letters to Elizabeth, he said what? That these people, all I need is just like 50 men. He said, all right, just give me 50 men and we'll take over them. They first of all, they'll trade something that's not even valuable. Like they'll trade gold for like, you know what I'm saying, a bracelet or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They'll trade gold for something that's not even valuable, like a sword. They'll trade so much for something that's worth nothing. Like they have no they don't see what's valuable. That's the first thing that he was explaining. The second thing is that their defenses is weak. They have no defenses, and their weapons they have none. They have sticks, and you know what I'm saying, rocks. They don't have nothing. Like they're weak. We can overtake them. You know what I'm saying? Just give me 50 men, and I'll send you a couple of slaves. You know what I'm saying, in demonstration, so you can see what they look like and what they have and what they're dressed like. Like, you know what I'm saying?
If I can, another thing he said too when he first, you know what I'm saying, met with the natives here, you know what I'm saying, over there on the islands, he said these are peaceable people.
Right. That's exactly.
These people are nice and compassionate.
Right.
They will make good slaves.
Right.
Those were his first thoughts. His first thought was these were nice people.
Man.
So let's just go ahead and take over and make them slaves.
And then you hear the way that's exactly what he said. And the way he thinks as you're giving him, like you're feeding him, you know what I'm saying? You're showing him around your town. He's thinking like, man, I could put this slave to work. I could make some real good profit out of these people. So he's just thinking like, man, this is gonna be an easy meal. That's what he's thinking. He's thinking, you know what I'm saying? And you're over here thinking, man, these people, they just, you know what I'm saying? They don't know nothing. Let me help them out. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know what I'm saying? That old lady, she might just want to hear the word, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that little child, or, you know what I'm saying? It's anything, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't deal with, and not only that, but sometimes even they're women too. Like brothers think that their women are, you know what I'm saying? The brother was telling me how a brother thinks that white women are less of a struggle to deal with in a relationship than a black woman, because they won't.
He was saying that the brother I talked to where I stayed, he was saying that the reason why he likes white men more than black women because black women are too loud and too aggressive and nag, and like he don't want to be nagged when he gets home.
Right.
And I said, well, I told him, like, well, brother, first off, nagging is something that women just do.
Right.
All race of women do that. You're not gonna get away from that. Because you stuff to do and get nagged at, no matter what race of women you deal with. I said, secondly, you want to deal with the oppressor's daughter, the same people that oppress your people. Well, brother, we gotta get past that, brother. You know what I'm saying? It's like so you want to call all our women loud, but like all women aren't like that. You should know that. You grew up in black neighborhoods. It's like, well, you know, the other women are just more peaceable. Define you a peaceable black woman. Like you saying that they're not out there. You're saying it as if you can't find it. You're saying that they're so hard to find. I say when you do that, I told them you do that. All you do is put the same stereotype that people put against our sisters all the time. You know what I'm saying? You think this white one's gonna be what, good for you? Because it can be better.
You getting it off TV.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's comes to head.
Hey man, I just want everybody to hear, watching online, all the peaceable sisters that you can get are in the ISUPK.
Right.
This is a peaceable sister, and that brother is a coward. You know what I'm saying? Because for you to go to another nation because you don't want to deal with your own, that's the spirit. That's the spirit of a man who's a coward.
Right.
You got to deal with your own people.
Right.
You know, and here's what we do, man. Like you can't compromise. You can't compromise your people for another people.
Right.
They loud, you gotta deal with it. You
know, right.
Deal with that sister. You the man, you gotta fix it. You know, it's just how it is, man. And that's what we do in the ISUPK. We like the ISUPK. We're not affiliated with anyone. No other, not the government, not nobody.
Right.
We just together. It's just one West, and that's it.
Damn
right.
You know what I'm saying? We not like the other groups, man. We one West. We deal with our own, and that's the spirit of MLK.
Right.
The spirit of Martin Luther King. He was having, you would know what he was doing.
That's what I told him. I told him what he signed it was weak. Like he didn't want a relationship because he said, "Well, I just want a woman that's already peaceable, that's already been raised to be a wife." And I was like, "Well, you must have never been to the South because a lot of those sisters are raised there to be wives." You know what I'm saying? A lot of them are. I know I have family out that way. A lot of the sisters out there act like that. So you just don't want to do the work. He's like, "Well, I don't want to have to fix her. I don't do this." I was like, "Well, I told him you sound weak to me." And he was like, "Well, then I'll just be weak and I'll go, get this white woman." I was like, I told him, Lord be with you. I said, you're gonna find yourself, getting called on. You're gonna say this black man is in my house. It's gonna be over from there.
Man.
He was like, "Well, that's not happened to me because God's on my side." And I was like, "All right, brother." And I just when I separated after that, and I was like, he gonna learn the hard way. He think they do women because he says, "I've been around the world." Because just like I was in the Navy, he was in the Navy as well. He's been stationed in different parts of the world. He's like, "Oh, although women are peaceable, our women are just so loud and rambunctious. You can't control them." I was like, "It's like one. If you're not putting your foot down as the man of the house, why should they have any respect for you? Listen to you anyway."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Two, like you want somebody peaceable. Like our sisters are that. Our sisters can be that. Like you won't find a more loyal woman than a sister.
Right. The most, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I women like listen, I've seen many different women from different cultures leave their man for little to no less. I've seen sisters with brothers who've been in jail for 10 years, ain't slept with nobody else, waiting on that man to come out. Most women are already left, but I've seen that with our sisters though.
Man,
I'm just putting it out there. Like, so he thinks that our women aren't that because he wants to be that stereotype. I said, but you know, what I'm saying, if you grew up in the back neighborhood, you know that our sisters are not that, and all not like that. We have some live women. We have some live women from every race. You guys, I told them, like, you talking about not nagging. That white woman's gonna come home from work, and that white one's gonna nag you all goddamn day.
right.
You think she's not? That's what women do.
Or she might kill you like that one bodybuilder. You guys remember that one bodybuilder? He was a bodybuilder in Cali. The bodybuilder, and he had a white woman. She was a bodybuilder too. And then I guess she got a shotgun. She says she got tired. There's a documentary on it. I forget her name, man. But anyway, she got a shotgun and she killed him. She shot him once and then shot him again in the face. And then I guess that brother was with this white woman. You know what I'm saying? And you might end up like her. You know what I'm saying? Because of jealousy. That was jealousy right there. You know what I'm saying? Because he was trying to move on. He was trying to find another woman, and this white woman didn't want that. This white woman did not want that, and she ended up. You know what? Well, I'm gonna end it right here then.
I see a video of this white woman. She killed her white husband because he found out that she cheated on her. He said, "I'm done. Cheat on me. I'm out of here."
Right.
He walked to the door. She shot him.
Oh my God.
Man.
I was like, hold up. You the one in the wrong. How you gonna be mad at him for wanting to leave? You cheated.
In Arizona, there was another. She looked. I mean, the brother was telling me she was Mexican, but she looked white. I think she might be white though, because it was in Tucson. This brother, he said that after they got done doing what they were doing, he went into the restroom, took a shower. The phone rang. She answered it. Heard it was a female. Grabbed the knife and stabbed him more than I believe 16 times, and then I think chopped off his head and then shot him. Yeah, it was here in Mesa actually. It was somewhere in Mesa. I forget Jolie or I forget her name, man.
Area.
Nah, it was I forget the name, but it happened a while back though, not too long ago. But man, that shit is like that's the. Jolie Arias. That's the one. You know what I'm saying? She's the one who like these are the women that you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And in the UPK, we say if you sleep with a dog, guess what you're gonna get? You're gonna get some fleas. You know what I'm saying? And that's who you're dealing with, man. You're dealing with a white woman thinking that's your treasure. not knowing that she's sleeping with everybody in the field. You know what I'm saying? She's sleeping with everybody, and you think you're looking at her like, she's your you know what I'm saying, your whatever, you know what I'm saying, your treasure, the most beautiful thing that you can ever have. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I don't know if you brought it up already, but that reminds me of that white female officer who was being passed around in the
Yeah,
police
that's basically what I was getting to. Yeah, yeah,
She has her husband is white.
yeah.
He's cool with it.
Oh,
And yeah, and actually he's with her, you know what I'm saying, on everything that happened. Like it was
That don't sound peaceful to me.
exactly. That does not sound peaceful.
Right. That's like, man, that's the spirit of the Romans.
Right.
They would have the orgies and
Right.
all that stuff.
Like
That's where they come from.
yeah.
That's where they are.
That's what you're doing, man. And that's what these other nations like, man. They into all that free, you know what I'm saying, all that weird, you know what I'm saying, nonsense. Like you want a woman that's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, under you, be with you and with you only. You know what I'm saying? You don't want a woman running around the streets and telling, and you know what I'm saying. And if she is talking back, like you know what I'm saying, learn how to put her in check. Like women love that. You know what I'm saying? Women love to see a man in control. You know what I'm saying? What kind of woman, like you know what I'm saying? What kind of woman do you want on your side that doesn't want to give you the authority? You know what I'm saying? Like if you give her the authority, then you just you know what I'm saying, Salagia, a bitch mean, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what you are. Like it is what it is. And you love that. You want to ease, you know what I'm saying? You want a woman that a easy meal. Like, come on, man. You want something that is gonna work with you, you know what I'm saying? A woman that's been through that struggle, that understands, you know what I'm saying, what you've been through, that understands what racism feels like. You know what I'm saying? A white woman knows nothing about racism. A white woman knows nothing about what it means to be, you know what I'm saying, black. You know what I'm saying? A white woman doesn't understand nothing about, you know what I'm saying, being looked at a certain way when you walk into a room. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't understand nothing about that. All she understands is she's a woman too. You know what I'm saying? She feels, you know what I'm saying, she's a white woman with privilege. And so many of those women, those white women have, you know what I'm saying, burned down cities, have, you know what I'm saying, caused wars, have killed so many men over lies because they didn't want to be seen as whores, which they really are.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like these women, like you gotta watch out for them. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's like I said, if I can, there's no bigger whore on the planet than a white woman.
Exactly, man.
You know what I'm saying? Just like this, I can tell you from just being in Esau's Navy, I'm saying the amount of things that I've seen up in there. There's people start asking me like, why you don't go to the parties?
Come on, give me Deuteronomy 7:3.
Why would I want to be around that? All that weird stuff y'all into, man. I'm cool on that. I'm gonna stick on this base. Maybe go to the bar and then go back to my room. I ain't dealing with y'all like that. Like, y'all up to no good out there.
Right.
That's it.
If I may too, man, there's another brother who was also in the Army up in California. The brother's out now, Most High in Christ. He's telling me how I'm gonna say the wrong thing. How men who sleep with men who are gay.
Right.
How they're accepted in there, you know, and how they behave. They don't behave like gay. They behave like men, but they do all types of things in there that you wouldn't imagine. Like the things that go on in there, it's damn near like Sodom and Gomorrah.
Honestly.
Like what you're saying. He was telling me all the stuff they do and stuff like that.
Yeah, so if I can't, I'll say it still for afterwards. I'm gonna say, like, you know, be on that ship, you got to see. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There's spots people go hide off at. You know what I mean? You know, you be minding your business. You walk around, you see like two dudes come out the same spot. Like, ain't nobody even supposed to be up in there. What? You know what I'm saying? And you already tell when they look at you, they ain't looking at you like, oh, what's up? It's like, oh, damn, I've been found out.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy in there.
Yeah, go ahead. It's like
you were gonna say something else?
I just got the precept, sir.
Okay, I just want to say too, man. Like talking about this makes me think about what Christ said. How he said, "We're the light of the world." You know, we're the city on the hill. Like if you want to look at it, you can just look at it like this: the whole world is in darkness. Like everything everyone is in wickedness.
Right.
The only place, the only light is the ISUPK.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the only light is the ISUPK. And that reminds me also of my slavery I had in California, man. Like that there was this white guy, right? He would dress really weird. He's a male and he'll wear jeans and then he'll wear a dress over with no shirt, but a dress over with no shirt. So the dress over him, no shirt under, with jeans, like tall boots. And I'm thinking he's like a transgender or some weird thing like that. And I hear him talking to some white girl, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go see my girlfriend later on." And I was like,
"What?
Girlfriend? What you like?"
He's probably Irish. No, I'm just playing.
Like, just playing. And then there was another Caucasian there. She was a female, but she had a full beard, like more than me, like a full beard, like a full beard. And I'm like, is that a girl? I could tell it's a girl because I'm looking at her, but then she has a full beard. And I'm like, it's just confusion, man. Like, I don't even know how to refer to her. Like, I almost said the wrong thing.
She gonna tell you, it's man. Like that one guy.
And that's what I mean. Like, it's everything is in darkness, everything is in confusion. And the ISUPK zone is the only place where you can get right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's heavy. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of confusion out there. Man, it's crazy. Go ahead.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Right. Keep
Thy
going.
daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Right. Go ahead.
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
Right. They will turn away their son from following me. And that's Martin Luther King. That's what he was going for. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really read on and look into what Martin Luther King was doing behind closed doors, like, they called him Orgy Mike. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Behind closed doors. Mm-hmm. Like, look it up. Orgy Mike. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They call him Orgy Mike because of what he was doing with white women. Like, his wife was saying that. You know what I'm saying? That he liked these white women. Right? They kind of, man, they have recordings of what he would do. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that movement was just for him to get closer and be allowed to get with white women. You know what I'm saying? He was like in the in the White House, they have the whole recordings, the FBI, about what he was doing. When they found out that he was getting too close to white people's pockets, it was like, you know what? We got to cut you off right there. You're doing a little too much. But I'm telling you, like, let me see if I could look this up. You know what I'm saying? Because brother over here, like, man, I never heard that. That's something different. And you know what's funny is that's how it was too. Like, the things is like, sometimes the truth, it sounds so like, man, it's like, that can never be, you know what I'm saying? Because from what we know of what our religious leaders to be, it's like, man, he would never do something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or, oh, that could never happen. You know what I'm saying? Because we know him as, oh, he's trying to help us out. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to be for our people, but not knowing that these, you know what I'm saying, preachers and pastors, which, you know what I'm saying, the Lord calls them as dumb dogs. Why? Because they don't speak the truth. You know what I'm saying? They don't bark. They don't alert you when danger is here. You know what I'm saying? A dumb dog, what is a dog here for? To tell you when there's danger, when there's somebody at the door, when there's a robbery. You know what I'm saying? But these dumb dogs do not speak. They do not bark. They don't tell you what, you know what I'm saying, what to do when danger's here. And that's what's happening when we try to join ourselves with these other nations. It's like, yo, were you gonna say something, sir?
No, it's well, yeah.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Keep going on.
Go ahead. If I could say real quick, you know what I'm saying? It's the scripture the brother brought out, you know what I'm saying, about the not giving your daughters to other people, right? It's the reason for that. You know, Solomon is a prime example of why that is there, why that's a law. Because Solomon, you know, we know he could be the wisest man in the Bible. So he asked Most High for wisdom. What did he do in his latter years? He started getting all these wives from these different people. Then when he started getting them, he started making temples for these strange wives gods. That's made the Most High angry. That's why the Most High don't want you going into interracial relationships, because he knows that once you do, to please them, you're going to start putting up images of their gods in your house. You're going to start celebrating their wherever their holidays are. And not only that, but when people see you do that, the other people start following you too. Listen, Solomon was the king, so he's supposed to be the leading example for the people. People see him out there getting strange wives. What are people going to do? They're also going to go out there and get these strange wives as well. And saying that's the point. Like, the point is to keep Israel pure. Right. That's what the Most High wanted. He didn't want us to be involved with everybody else. That's why you say, oh, we're all humans. We can all be who we want to be. God said for this particular group of people, you cannot be whoever you want to be with. You are to be with Israel only. As a matter of fact, he put everybody in their own lands. Right. So nobody else was supposed to be really have an interracial relationship either, because it's supposed to be amongst your own people. Right. Why would he separate it like that? Guess what, sir?
Just when you finish, I got the Martin Luther King stuff.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I'm trying to look for it right now.
Yes, sir.
So this is from the Daily Mail. The FBI report in new JFK release claims Martin Luther King Jr. had all-night sex orgies at workshop for church ministers, was the father of a secret love child, and had affairs with 3 women, including singers Joanne Baez. An FBI report has been declassified as part of the newly released of John F. Kennedy assassination files, and claims Martin Luther King Jr. had an all-night sex orgy at a training workshop. The report, released on Friday, was written just weeks before the revered civil rights leader was assassinated in 1968, and details allegations about a workshop King held earlier that year in Miami. The FBI sex smears against King have been well known for years, but the newly released 20-page report offers new insight into the harsh portrait of the Bureau attempted to paint him as he campaigned for civil rights and economic reforms. It is not clear whether the FBI was able to confirm any of the salacious claims it included in the analysis, and they could not be independently verified. The report, dated March 12, 1968, explains in the introduction that it had been prepared to offer officials insights into King's views, goals, objectives, tactics, and the reasons therefore. King was assassinated in Memphis, April 4, 1968. So basically, let me see.
John, there's another one where I think his rib talks about it.
So here's a report, right? This is an actual copy. The report, dated March 12, 1968, was released on Friday. It details allegations about King's personal life, including that the civil rights leader engaged in all-night sex orgies. So they have a copy of the sheet here, right? I'm gonna read it. It says King's personal conduct with the fund that he had received from the Ford Foundation. So this is money that he received from the church. Right. King held the first of 2 workshops in Miami, Florida, in February 1968 to train Negro ministers in urban leadership. One Negro minister in attendance later expressed his disgust with the behind-the-scene drinking, fornication, and homosexuality that went on at the conference.
Damn.
Several Negro and white prostitutes were brought in from the Miami area. All-night sex orgy was held with these prostitutes and some of the delegates in attendance. One room had a large table in it one room had a large table in it, which was filled with whiskey. The 2 Negro prostitutes were paid $50 to put on a sex show for the entertainment of guests. A variety of sex acts deviating from the normal were observed. Previous sexual experience. This activity is now new to King and his associates. And as early as January 1964, King engaged in another 2-day drunken sex orgy in Washington, D.C. Many of those present engaged in sexual acts natural. King engaged in another 2-day drunken sex orgy in Washington, D.C., many of those present engaged in sexual acts, natural as well as unnatural, meaning they did regular stuff and they did stuff that was not regular, normal.
Right.
Which is sexuality and all that nonsense. Right. For the entertainment of onlookers. Wow. When one of the females shied away from engaging in an unnatural act, King and other of the males present discussed how she was to be taught and initiated in this respect. Throughout the ensuing years and until this day, King has continued to carry on his sexual aberrations secretly while holding himself out to public view as moral leader, a religious convict. And there was a quote a brother said in General Highness class. He was saying how they had a quote from his audio, because they have audio where you can hear them talking.
Right.
They're doing this, and he said that MLK, I forgot who he told one of his right hand men. I forget his name. He brought it out. It's one of the classes the generals just did on MLK. It's on YouTube, and he was saying how MLK told him, "Come here, let me." He said it in a more vague way. But come here, let me perform fellatio on you to another man.
Wow.
So this stuff has been known. It just has the UPK been bringing this out since
right now. Years like.
But we bring out the facts and they're like, people still don't want to. They still want to give credit to MLK when he just wasn't what you thought he was.
Right.
When you see him as, that's not what he was.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And it's gonna be like that when Christ returns too, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people think that Christ is gonna be a white man. You know what I'm saying? And people think that almost their pastors will never do something like this. There's a documentary on a thing. It's in HBO. I don't know if anybody has HBO Max. There's a documentary called La Luz del Mundo, which it translates the light of the world. And in there's these, like, man, these girls are talking about what was going on and being done to them. And these little girls, like I think they were like 14 when this was happening to them. You know what I'm saying? Some even younger. And in their mind, they think the pastor, he would never hurt me. He's a man of the Lord. He's doing this for God. And this man is, you know what I'm saying, has them naked, has them performing, you know what I'm saying, dances naked. And then not only that, but is touching them. And then so much to even when they're older, they don't even want to convict that pastor of doing anything bad, wrong to them. I forget what it is. Anyways,
Stockholm syndrome. Yeah,
Stockholm syndrome, right? You could look that up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we have. We have an illness called Stockholm. A mental illness called Stockholm syndrome, where now you forgive the you know what I'm saying, the person that hurt you, and he did so much hurt to you that now you just want to protect him. You know what I'm saying? Now you just want to protect him. You want to hug him, or you want to comb her hair. You want to do all these things. You know what I'm saying? Make her feel like you're not gonna do what they did to you, and that's like a illness that we have. You know what I'm saying? And whenever you talk about, you know what I'm saying, white people, it's gonna be that. There's gonna be that one man. You're preaching hate. Oh, you're preaching hate. White people is like, why can't white people be saved? They don't say that, but they'll say something like, why can't, it's like, why are you saying why are you saying white people can't be saved? And then we'll go into it, and it's like, man, well, though it's almost always our people and never white people that tell us why can't we be saved. It's always black people always telling us, well, why can't white people be saved? And you know why? It's always because there's a white woman right next to him. And it goes back to Deuteronomy 7:3, you know what I'm saying? Or 7:4, where it says, you know what I'm saying, they will turn your heart away from the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And to serve the Lord, you're gonna have to be with your own people, man. You can't be with anybody else. You know what I'm saying?
If I can, sir, real quick.
Go ahead.
Just speaking in the situation about Dr. Martin Luther King. Now, if we can be true, like, should we even be surprised for real? Like, we know what goes on in these churches, and in Catholic churches. We know what goes on over there. So we should really be surprised at what he was doing. He was just doing everything. He's doing what all these other pastors and bishops and all these other people that's in that world, what they do. It's not even surprising for when you think about all the child molestation allegation, the rape allegation that goes through there. We're talking about people who actively go to take your wife away from you in these places.
Right.
So when we look at it, you hear it like I know we get surprised because so much reverence is put on this man who at the end of the day who even said his own movement led his people into a burning building.
Right.
Now I'm saying we put all the reverence on this
Burning
man
building, exactly.
for integration, which has hurt our people in the long run. It hasn't helped us. But what has integration really done for our people in the long run? It's done nothing but cause us harm. If anything, we've been set back years when we were already moving forward. And so our integration that was making it seem like, oh, we could all be one people now. If that's the case, then why aren't neighborhoods in better conditions? Matter of fact, we were in better conditions when we were segregated. Because we knew we had only ourselves to deal with and relied on ourselves. He's made so that we had to rely on the white man. So am I surprised at what he did? You know what I'm saying? On the first side, I was a little bit, and I thought about it. This is what people who in that position do.
Right.
Who are in the Christian church. This is what they do. We hear it all the time. It ain't nothing new. But we put so much reverence on that one man that now we think that he can't be fallible. Well, it's the exact opposite.
Right.
So, like, if I could, sir, to build on what you're saying, it just sheds light on how the fact that at no point in history since man has walked the face of the Most High's earth have all the nations joined together to do something good. Never. The Tower of Babel proves it. Noah's Ark proves it. World War I and II and III proves it. There's never been a time where integration was good for any nation on this planet. So I feel.
Right. No, that's fact. You know what I'm saying? The Tower of Babel was the heaviest one, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to look for it. Anyways, for time's sake, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you're going to have to realize that the people that we idolize aren't the people that should be leading us. You know what I'm saying? Like police, one of them. You know what I'm saying? Your religious leaders, another. You know what I'm saying? These people cannot lead you into salvation. You know what I'm saying? Another one too. Your sports, right? Your Jay-Z, your musicians, like all these people that you look up to. These people can't lead you into a right path, into a righteous path. You know what I'm saying? There's only certain men that can lead you into the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Into the where the Most High wants you to be at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be a men. They're gonna have to have extremely. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have to be extremely aggressive, and they're also gonna have to be extremely disciplined. You know what I'm saying? And there's only a few. You know what I'm saying? There's only one place for that, and that's in the ISUPK. You know what I'm saying? Not so many brothers out in the world understand what it means to give up your riches, to give up, you know what I'm saying, your life, give up your family. Sometimes you give up your own children just to serve the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And Job did all that. You know what I'm saying? Job did more than that. You know what I'm saying? Like he did a lot to the point where it's like, you know what I'm saying? His woman, everybody left him. You know what I'm saying? He had nothing, and Satan's going to test you. You know what I'm saying? Satan's gonna test that thing that you love the most. Okay, let's see if you're really with it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if you really love the Most High the way you say. If not, then you know what I'm saying, you failed your test. You know what I'm saying? And there's gonna be men out there that have failed so many. You know what I'm saying? And we read about them. There's only one man that has not failed his test, and that's Christ. You know what I'm saying? Christ lived up to that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we gonna have to be just like Christ. You know what I'm saying? In order to get into the kingdom of heaven. You know what I'm saying? Make thy election sure. You don't have to make, you know what I'm saying? In that day, you don't want to have no doubt. You want to be bold as a lion. You want to make sure you make it into those chariots. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that you make it in so you don't suffer with the world. You know what I'm saying? Because there's gonna be a lot of bloodshed. There's gonna be a lot of, you know what I'm saying, terror going on in this earth. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to be a part of that. And how do you not be a part of that? Like I said, man, you gotta serve the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to keep these law, statutes, and commandments. You're gonna have to meditate the law day and night. You're gonna everything that you do is gonna be a question. Whoa, you know what I'm saying? Does this have pork in it? Everything's gonna be like, oh well, what's your nationality? You know what I'm saying? You're talking to a woman, oh, what's your nationality? Oh, okay, that's, you know what I'm saying, I don't mess with you. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. It's like, it's just like your mindset is gonna have to have a reset of living the right way from what you were taught from you were a child. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been taught, like I'm saying, like we've been taught so much messed up, where it's like we would rob our brothers $5, you know what I'm saying, and then later on kill them for those $5. Why? Because we don't have no, you know what I'm saying, we don't have a system where we can, you know what I'm saying, work together and figure out how, okay, you know what I'm saying, you did something wrong, you know what I'm saying, don't do that to him. This is how you gonna work this out, and you know what I'm saying, everybody gonna get along. You know what I'm saying? And there's a system for everything that, you know what I'm saying, that's been done wrong to you. You know what I'm saying? There's a way to cure, you know what I'm saying, the illnesses that we have carrying on from a baby. You know what I'm saying? Because we grown up with demons. You know what I'm saying? We come in here with demons and we fight demons to this day. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The issue is that you can't just give up, you know what I'm saying, on life like that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to fight every day, every night, and you're gonna have to do it with your brothers, man, with your sisters. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to do this with your own people, man. You can't just give up all that, you know what I'm saying, just to be a part of the world that makes it so easy, man. The world is it's such an easier way to live by not doing what you're supposed to be doing. What's that, man? That brother brought out a heavy scripture, where it's a yoke of peace, man. It said yoke of peace and life, something like that, man. Anyway, I'll probably look for it later. But keeping these law, statutes, and commandments might feel like a burden, but it really isn't. It's gonna give you life. It's gonna give you peace. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna make your life so simple. Like you have some troubles, you have so much trouble in the world where it's like, man, like why do things like this always keep happening to me? Oh, now you know why. Because you don't serve the God of this Bible. You know, the God that you serve you. That's who you serve. You don't know it because you put an image in front of you and you like what you hear. Well, if you're gonna have to question everything. You know what I'm saying? If you like everything that you hear, is it really God or is it really you? You know what I'm saying? You really going into this church because you like what the pastor tells you, not knowing that he's telling you everything that you want to hear. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? You come in here, you gonna hear everything yet you don't want to hear. You come in here, you gonna listen to about, you know what I'm saying, MLK. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna listen about staying away from white women. You're gonna hear about not smoking weed. You're gonna hear about having some discipline, man. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have everything in your life is gonna have a rule. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we have to live, man. We're gonna have to be, you know what I'm saying, righteous, man. We're gonna have to be what? Perfect, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? Perfect doesn't seem like I'm never gonna trip and fall. No. Perfect is gonna be, you know what I'm saying? I did something that's wrong. Now I'm gonna have to own up to it. You know what I'm saying? Because we all, you know what I'm saying, we mess up in here. The problem is that you don't want to mess up. You don't want to have no room for error. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep your, you know what I'm saying, your spirit in a diligence. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep always striving for perfection. You know what I'm saying? That's how you love the Most High. That's how you show love to the Most High, by keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. If you could give me that in book of John, you know what I'm saying? First John, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only way to serve the Lord. You know what I'm saying? By proving. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we teach. That's what we say in here. Like, love is not something you feel. You know what I'm saying? Love is not, oh, you know what I'm saying? Say God's name or Christ's name like 300 times and say, I love you, God, getting on your knees and praying. No, that's not what love, that's not what showing love to the Most High is. Showing love to the Most High is by doing the works. You know what I'm saying? Proof. You know what I'm saying? How do you know you love someone? By proof, right? And what's the proof? By what you do. Little things like keeping, you know what I'm saying, not eating pork. You know what I'm saying? Some people might say that's a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Not eating pork, not smoking weed, not doing the hating your brother for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Not slakia. Not sleeping with white women. You know what I'm saying? Sleeping with prostitutes, adultery, all these things. You know what I'm saying? Like doing all these things. You know what I'm saying? That's how you prove that you love the Most High. Staying away from all that. Go ahead.
This is the book of First John, chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep His commandments.
That what?
That we keep His commandments.
Go ahead.
And His commandments are not grievous.
And they're not grievous, meaning what? It's not. It's really not hard to keep. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big deal. You tell a Christian you gotta be perfect, you gotta keep all his laws. He's gonna tell you all of them. You know what I'm saying? He gonna tell you like every single one of them. Like they make it seem like it's impossible.
If I can real quick,
go ahead.
Keeping the laws, right? It's not every law is applicable to you, right? For example, we know the law for when they come in their period, they have to be separated from. As a man, you ain't got to keep that law because you don't have a cycle. As also, if you don't have a business, certain laws that relates to business don't apply to you. So they say you got to keep every single law. Of course, there's some laws that for everybody. Some laws that are for certain situations. So not every law is going to be applicable to you as a person. So it's not hard to keep His laws. Just like in America, if you're not driving a car, you got to follow the laws for driving.
Right. Another thing too, like, you know what I'm saying, keeping the Sabbath, right? We know when we under captivity and being under this oppressor, you're gonna have to work on, you know what I'm saying, on the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean you gotta get fired just to, you know what I'm saying, to serve the Lord. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Lord understands that you're under cap, you know what I'm saying, under these other devils. So you need to eat. You know what I'm saying? You need to keep warm. You need to have a roof over your head. You're gonna have to work. You know what I'm saying? If your job requires you of that, but if you can take it off, you know what I'm saying, most definitely, you know what I'm saying, take it off. Like I said, man, like the problem is that when you don't understand the law, and that's what so many the religious leaders in ancient times, you know what I'm saying, and back then they didn't understand. You know what I'm saying? Because you were eating without washing your hands. You know what I'm saying? Because you were eating without washing your hands. Oh, you're ungodly. But it's really not, you know what I'm saying, what goes into, you know what I'm saying? When Christ says it's not what goes into a mouth that defiles the body, but what comes out. You know what I'm saying? And what comes out is lies. What comes out is wickedness. But what goes in, you gotta make sure you stay. He didn't mean to say that so you can continue eating pork. He just said that so he can teach, you know what I'm saying, to let you know. Yeah, I mean, I didn't wash my hands, but I mean, it's not, what's worse, me eating something that's lawful or you spilling out lies that's wicked, telling everybody that what they should love everyone. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
On verse 4. For whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world.
So like, is that it on there?
That's it.
That's it.
That's like answer. We got this.
Go
Piece
ahead.
of real quick. When we talk about battling right in a school, you know what I'm saying? Just because you feel it, just because you realize you're an Israelite, you come to the school, or you feel like the battle is done. The battle is never done. You have to like Christ said, you have to endure until the end. Listen, demons will never stop coming for you. As a matter of fact, they'll come after you more. but this is what the Most High said. We're going into Ecclesiastes chapter 2. This is in the Apocrypha, right? So Ecclesiastes chapter 2. This is verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Right? Because the Most High understands that when you come to serve him, that's when Satan's going to attack you more. Because now your job there is to prove yourself worthy to the Most High. And Satan's only doing his job is to test you. That's his job. His job is only to see if you're worthy to serve the Most High. If you're worthy of salvation.
Right, and if I could on the Satan part, right, too. There's a part where it's like, you know what I'm saying? What's when we say Satan, you know what I'm saying? What is that? You know what I'm saying? Like what's that look like? Like what's it look like? Right? When Satan is telling you, you know what I'm saying, to go against the Most High, what would that look like?
That would look like, you know what I'm saying, oh, I'm hungry. There's this pork sandwich in front of me, but I know I ain't supposed to eat pork. That's against the Most High.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna eat the pork sandwich anyway.
Right, and what would it sound like though?
It's not sound you talking to yourself.
It sounds like it's you talking to yourself, exactly. Like it's gonna sound like it's who though?
Sound like you.
It's gonna sound like you, exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the thing is that Satan is gonna make it sound like this is what you want, right? The Satan's gonna make it sound like it's a part of you. Like this is who you are. Like, you know what I'm saying? You've been having a stressful day. Like your homeboys be calling you up about what? Matching, you know what I'm saying? Trying to smoke, you know what I'm saying? Trying to do whatever you want to do, you know what I'm saying? Which is get high, right? Saying is gonna sound like what? Like it's a part of you. Like this is what you want. Like, and that's what happened to Christ one time too, when he was tempted in you know what I'm saying, when he was fasting for what, 40 days, 40 nights.
Yeah.
It made it sound like, you know what I'm saying, Christ was you know what I'm saying, this is what he wanted. You know what I'm saying? If you could look for that, Kabadama.
Yes, sir.
Like Satan is like three things, right? Satan is gonna make it sound like it's you and the white man and man and the white man coming together trying to fight you on how to serve the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that shit, it's like that will get to you. You know what I'm saying? That will get to you, making you think that, you know what I'm saying, what these brothers are saying is it's a little too crazy. Not only that, like, you know what I'm saying, you hear the way they speak, you hear what they're saying, like ain't no way they can have the truth talking like that. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't understand the spirit of the Lord, you're not gonna understand, you know what I'm saying, the truth. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to refresh yourself. Go ahead.
What is it?
No, Kabbalah.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 1.
We're gonna end it with this one right here.
Come on, sir.
Go ahead.
Then was Yahushua led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil.
Go ahead.
And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungry.
Right.
And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread.
Right. If you hungry, just eat. Go ahead.
But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone.
Right. And for a brother in the world, I would break it down like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Brothers want to eat. You know what I'm saying? Brothers want to have good things. You know what I'm saying? Brothers want to have what? A car, good shoes, a home. You know what I'm saying? They want to have all the good stuff, right?
Yeah.
What did the devil say? Read it again.
And when the tempter came unto him, he said, if thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread.
Right. Meaning what? If you hungry, just eat. Like he was hungry. He was hungry. And the tempter, meaning the devil, was tempting him to say, what? If you hungry, then just eat. Brother, you're going to be in the world, you're going to struggle. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you're going to come and serve Christ, you're going to struggle. Why? Because now you can't sell drugs to get what you want. You know what I'm saying? Now you're not going to be able to steal, you know what I'm saying, to get what you need. You're going to have to do everything by the book. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to keep these laws. And what keep going.
But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone.
Right. Man should not live by bread and bread alone. Right. You can't live by just doing what you want to do. Right. Go ahead.
But by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the power.
Right. But by every word, meaning by keeping the law, statutes, commandments. That's how we gonna live. You can't live by just, you know what I'm saying, stealing every day. You can't live by selling weed. You can't live by doing what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to live a new way. You know what I'm saying? A new life. You know what I'm saying? And for brothers, you know what I'm saying, coming in here for the first time, you're going to have to, you know what I'm saying, kill that old man. Killing that old man it means, you know what I'm saying, putting away that man that you once were and putting on a new spirit. You know what I'm saying? Meaning what? You're going to have to live like Christ. Yeah. We all lived shitty lives. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody perfect in here. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? We working for that seat. Right? Keep going.
Then the devil take him up into the holy city and setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple.
Right. And you think just eating was going to be enough. Nah, eating, it doesn't end there. Right. It doesn't just end right there. Keep going.
And saith unto him, if thou be the Son of God,
right,
cast thyself down.
Now it's going to be a time where it's like, man, now you hit rock bottom. And it's like, you know what? Well, the devil said, if thou be the Son of God, if God is with you, well, guess what? Jump down. You know what I'm saying? Basically kill yourself. You know what I'm saying? He put him on top of a mountain and told him what? Jump off. Right? Go ahead.
For it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee.
Right.
And in their hands they shall bear thee up.
Right. Meaning they're the angels are gonna save you. Right? Go ahead.
Lest at any time thou dash thy foot against the stone.
Right. Anytime you get hurt, guess what? God is gonna be there for you. You know what I'm saying? What's that sound like? Yo, preacher, man. Right. You sound he gonna tell you like, you know, it's okay, just sell the house. You know what I'm saying? God is with you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know, it's okay. It's okay. Just give it all to the church. God is with you. Nah, man. Keep going. Keep going.
Yahweh said unto him, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. Thou
shalt what?
Not tempt the Lord thy God.
Right. You don't test the Lord, you know what I'm saying, with your life. You know what I'm saying? You think, okay, yes, the Lord is with you, but don't test the Lord, you know what I'm saying, in the most dumbest way to think that, let me see if the Lord is really with me. You know what I'm saying? Let me what's something you could test the Lord with? Go ahead.
Sir. You could think just like this devil is, and you could say, well, if God really loves me and he wants me to be alive, I can jump off the Golden Gate Bridge and I'll be fine. Right.
That's a good one, but I want to make it like more logical, like, you know what I'm saying? Something that anybody could relate to. Like, okay, well, you know what? If the Lord is with me, let me just not, you know what I'm saying? What's up, man? I had a gang of these.
Let me just drink.
Here's one. If the Lord is with me, why not just smoke this weed and he'll forgive me every time?
Right. Like that's a good one. You know what I'm saying? Like if the Lord is with me, he'll forgive me. He knows me. He knows my what?
He knows my heart.
My heart, right? He knows me in my heart.
But right? Heart is dirty and filthy thing. That's what he knows.
Right. Keep going.
And again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and sheweth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them.
Right. And then he told him what he showed him something even greater. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hunger is not gonna it's not gonna convince you.
Right.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Thinking that tempting you to go against the Most High, it's not gonna go against it's not gonna you know what I'm saying, tempt you. Well, then let's see something else. Let me show him power. You know what I'm saying? Let me show him something different. Right? Go ahead.
And saith unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me.
Right? If thou will fall down and worship me. And guess what? Just like Jesse Jackson, and just like Martin Luther King, and just like any priest, any preacher, right? Any religious leader, they have fallen to this, right? To a part where it's like they were giving a position where they wanted more political power, and guess what? In order to get funds, in order to get money to run their campaign, they had to bow to a what? To another nation, to bow to Satan, to bow to. Read that last part again.
Concert. All these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me.
And worship me, right? If you worship Satan, you know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Then saith Yahushua unto him, get thee hence.
Get thee what?
Hence.
Right. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to put that demon in check. You're gonna have to put Satan in check.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have look, Satan knows you. Like Satan knows you. Like he will fight you, and you will fight yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna have to fight the biggest battle coming into the truth, which is you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to fight yourself day in, day out, and you know what I'm saying, to serve the Lord, because there's only one thing that's getting in the way of you serving the Lord, which is, and it's gonna be you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have so many, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, questions, confusions, like, you know what I'm saying, is this the truth? You know what I'm saying? I already lost so much in my life. Da 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 da. Well, guess what, man? You're gonna have to lose everything to serve the Lord, man. And you think that's the hardest part, man? Like, just wait until you stay in. Once you get in here, you fight those battles and you stay in here, man, because the fight never ends. You know what I'm saying? Life is all about war. Life is all about constant war. You going against yourself. You doing, you know what I'm saying? You doing the thing that's not natural. You know what I'm saying? You doing the thing that's not natural, which is, you know what I'm saying, eating pork. You know what I'm saying? People think that that's like so natural. Oh, it's just meat. You know what I'm saying? Weed is just a plant. I mean, they already legalized in almost half of the whole, you know what I'm saying? Like weed is legal. I mean, they're selling it in gas stations. Like, you could do, you know what I'm saying? Like, the most natural thing that the world sees, which is be wicked, you know what I'm saying? Do what everybody else is doing. But not doing what everybody else is doing is serving the Lord and and not only that, but checking yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna have to tell yourself, like, I'm wrong for doing this. Now let me change. Now let me do something about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like someone had their hand up.
If I could, sir,
go ahead.
To build on what you said, like, Satan knows you. Like, most of our people don't realize, like, the angels are immortal too. Just like Christ is now, the angels are immortal. And to think that Satan doesn't know that your deepest, most intimate, quiet thoughts is stupid, because not only has he seen you on earth, he's seen your spirit before this lifetime.
Yeah, I'll give you a precept for that. The heart is deceitful above all things. The heart meaning your mind. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want, your desires, everything that you love, you know what I'm saying? You don't think that what you like it should be right. That's like 99.9% of those times it's always gonna be wrong. Actually, 100% of those times it's always gonna be wrong. Whatever the Lord wants is what's right for you. You know what I'm saying? Stop thinking about what you want. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what you want, like if you don't know what's right and what's wrong, always ask. You know what I'm saying? There's always, you know what I'm saying? There's men that can give you counseling. You know what I'm saying? I might not have the problem, but there's a brother above me, and that's the thing. Like there's rank and there's order in this body. You know what I'm saying? And with that, we're gonna close the class.
Like here, say,
Go ahead.
ending with this last scripture.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so for the last scripture, ended with this Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, an acceptable man in the furnace of adversity. So just know that fire's gonna always keep going, but you know you're gonna be a man finding the gold once you go through that fire.
Right, that fire, right? Like basically, you know what I'm saying? That fire, you don't have to go through that. You know what I'm saying? That fire is gonna be your life, your daily life. Man, I'm like, man, I got a gang of stories. I can tell you what I've been through, but that don't matter because you're gonna go through it. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna tell the same story. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have a class on that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna tell brothers and you're gonna tell your sons what to stay away from, how to the proper counsel that they need in order to become the man that you want them to be. You know what I'm saying? So when you're gone, they're gonna remember you as that man. You know what I'm saying? And with that, we're going into class. So we're going into class with the prayers. So men of Israel, Majim, which means to stand. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'a, Wadizaka, Hayah, Aisha, Aratiza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathanaw, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaknaw, Kawatinaw, Kasalaknaw, Kawatinaw, Wala'a, Tabayanaw, Banasai 1, Abal, Hawatshinaw, Mayan, Raikaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wa'ata Parat, La'ai Walamyum, Aman.
The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day, our daily bread, forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai,
Babakasha,
Lathanawa, Hakat, Larapa'ah, Kamaka'ala, Wakama Dawa, Hakat, Latahar, Hatazarayim. It's like Hamatazarayim, Hakat, Lahakwayam, Hamathim, Hakat, Arakawa, Hatama'ala, Lagarshan, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Tawaraman.
Hakat, the part in English. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Please give us the power. The power here all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it.
Psalms 121. Asha'a, Ayanya,
Ayanya,
Ahaharyam,
Ahaharyam,
Ma'yan,
Ma'yan,
Yaba'a,
Yaba'a,
Aizarya,
Aizarya,
Ma'aim,
Ma'aim,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Shamayam,
Shamayam,
Waratiza,
Waratiza,
Ayathan,
Ayathan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Ragalka,
Ragalka,
Ayanawam,
Ayanawam,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Hana,
Hana,
La'a,
La'a,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Wala'at,
Wala'at,
Yayashan,
Yayashan,
Shawamar,
Shawamar,
Yashra'ala,
Yashra'ala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazalka,
Tazalka,
Al-Ya'ai,
Ayai,
Yamyaka,
Yamyaka,
Yamamam,
Yamamam,
Hashamash,
Hashamash,
La'a,
La'a,
Yakaka,
Yakaka,
Wayarak,
Wayarak,
Balayala,
Balayala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Makalrai,
Makalrai,
it's like Yeshamar,
Yashamar,
Athnapashka,
Athnapashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Tazaaska,
Tazaaska,
Wabaaka,
Wabaaka,
Ma'aitha,
Ma'aitha,
Wa'ai,
Wa'ai,
Awalam.
Awalam. Psalms 121 in English. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help coming from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh,
Which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Yasharallah
he that keepeth Yasharallah
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall not slumber nor sleep.
Thou was thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Thou was thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Thou shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all
He
evil.
shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Thou shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in.
and their coming in
From this time forth,
from this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore. Psalms 83. Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Adama Yalaka,
Adayim Alakah,
Alta Karash,
Alta Karash,
Wa Alta Shakwa,
Alta Shakwa,
Al,
Al,
Kayahana,
Kayana,
Awayabyaka,
Yabyaka,
Yahama Yawan,
Yamayawan,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al Amaka,
Aimaka,
Ya'arm Sly, Ya'ira Yamwa,
Yahweh Yamwa,
Sawada,
Sawada,
Wayatha,
Wayatha,
Ya'aitazawa,
Yaitazaw,
Altaza Pawanyaka,
Altas of Awanyaka,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Wanakakidam,
Winikakidam,
Magaya,
Magaya,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yazakar,
Yazakar,
Sham Yashrala,
Sham Yashral,
Awada,
Awada,
Kaya,
Kayat,
Nawaitazawa,
Nawaitazaw,
Laba,
Labat,
Yakadwa,
Yakadwa,
Ayakab,
Ayakarwa,
Ayakab,
Ayakab,
Baryath,
Baryat,
Yakarathwa,
Yakarathwa,
Ahalya,
Ahaya,
Adawam,
Adawam,
Wayasha, Wayasha, Wayash, Wayashamai,
Wayashamai,
Alayam,
Alayam,
Mawaba,
Mawaba,
Wahagariam,
Wahagariam,
Gabal,
Gabal,
I'm a one,
I'm a one,
I'm a lot,
I'm a lot,
Palashat,
Palashat,
I'm Yeshebya,
Ayeshabim,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Gamashawar,
Gamashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Imam,
Hayawa,
Hayawat,
Zarwai,
Zarwat,
Labanyalawat,
Labanyalawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Laham,
Laham,
Kamadyan,
Kamadyan,
Kasaya,
Kasaya,
Sara'ah,
Sara'ah,
Kayabyan,
Kayabyan,
Banakal,
Banakal,
Kayashwan,
Kayashwa,
Nashamadwa,
Yashamadwa,
Bayan,
Bayan,
Da'ara,
Da'ara,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Daman,
Daman,
La'adama,
La'adama,
Shanyathamwa,
Shayathamwa,
Nada, Nada,
Nada,
Yamawa,
Yamawa,
Ka'ira,
Ka'ira,
Wakat, Wakaza'aba,
Wakazabak,
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 Wakatazal,
Wakatazal,
Mana'ai,
Mana'ai,
Call,
Nasa,
Nasa, Yakamwa,
Yakamwa,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Nairasha,
Nairasha,
Lana,
Lana,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Nawath,
Nawa,
Alahayim,
Alahaya,
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 Shayathamwa,
Shayathamwa,
Kagagala,
Kagagala,
Kakwash,
Kakwash,
Lapanyaraka,
Lapanyaraka,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash,
Taba'ira,
Taba'ira,
Ya'ira,
Ya'ira,
Wakalaba,
Wakalaba,
Talahat,
Talahat,
Harayam,
Harayam,
Kun,
Kun,
Taridatma,
Taradatma,
Wasa'iraka,
Wasa'iraka,
Wabasa,
Wabasa,
Wapathka,
Wapathka,
Tabahalam,
Tabahalam,
Mala'a,
Mala'a,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Kwalawan,
Kalawan,
Wayabakashwa,
Wayabakashwa,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahaw,
Wayabasha,
Wayabasha,
Wayabahawa,
Wayabaharwa,
Idi-Id,
Ayai,
Waya,
Waya,
Kaparwa,
Kaparwa,
Wayabadwa,
Wayabadwa,
Wayadaiwa,
Wayadaiwa,
Kayatha,
Kayatha,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahaw,
Labadka,
Labaka,
Ayawan,
Ayawan,
Al-Qal,
Akal,
Ha'aratza.
Ha'aratza. Psalms 83 in English. Keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O God.
And be not still, O God.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make a tumult.
They that hate thee have lifted up the head.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
And consult against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
Come,
let us cut them off from being a nation.
and let us cut them off from being a nation.
The name of Yasharallah
That the name of Yahshua
may be no more remembered.
may be no more remembrance.
They consulted together with one consent.
They have consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against
The
thee,
tabernacles of Edom,
the tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites,
and the Ishmaelites
of Moab,
of Moab,
and the Hagarim,
and the Hagarim,
Gabal,
Gabal,
and Ammon,
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
the Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur also joined with them.
Assur also joined with them.
They were hoping the children of Lot,
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah,
Salah.
do unto them as unto the Midianites,
Do unto them as unto the Midianites.
as to Sisera,
As to Sisera.
as to Jabez,
As to
at
Jabez.
the brook of
At
Kisan,
the brook of Kisan.
which perished at Endor.
Which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
But their nobles like a red,
Make their nobles like a
and
red.
like Zeeb,
And like Zeeb.
yea,
Yea,
or the princess of Sabbath,
all their princes as a
and
body.
as
And
Zamuna,
as Amunah,
who said,
who said,
let's take to ourselves
let us take to
the
ourselves
house of Yahweh
the houses of Yahweh
in possession.
in possession.
Oh my God,
Oh my God.
make them like the wheel,
Make them like a wheel.
as the stubble before the wind,
As the stubble before the wind.
as the fire burneth the wood,
As the fire burneth the wood.
as the flames set the mountains on fire,
And as the flames set the mountains on fire.
to persecute them with thy tempest,
So persecute them with thy tempest.
to make them afraid with thy storm,
And make them afraid with thy storm.
fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame.
that they may seek thy name.
That they may see thy name.
Oh Yahweh,
O Yahweh.
let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea.
let them be put to shame and perish,
Let them be put to shame and perish.
that men may know that thou,
That men may know that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high of all the earth.
art the most high over all the earth.
Blessings. Barakatha Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahweh.
Yah, it's like, why Yahweh Shai?
Why Yahweh Shai?
Why my, it's like, why my Yaka'ala?
Why Micah Allah?
Why Lahayim?
Why Lahayim?
My Tazab Ya'am.
Matazab Yah,
Allah Wap Yahana.
Allah Wap Yahana,
Hala Wapim.
Allah Wapim,
Hasaranyim.
Hasaranyim,
Hakatazayanyim.
Hakatazayanyim,
Hakayayalim.
Hakayayim,
Wahakwatim.
Wahakwatim,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Bashim Yahushai.
Ba'ashem Yahushai,
The water of man.
the water of man. Blessed in English. Bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh.
and Yahweh Shai,
And Yahweh Shai.
and Michael,
And Michael.
and the angels,
And the angels.
Commanding General Yohanan,
Commanding General Yohanan.
the generals,
The generals.
the captains,
The captain.
the officers,
The officers.
the troopers,
The troopers.
and the sisters,
And the sisters.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
in the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
We're gonna do one courtesy salute to the brothers, sisters. You may sit down. Men of Israel, Majim Shabbat, Majim, Barak,
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Barakatham.
Yahweh. You can say it, brother. No. Yeah. Yahweh, Ba'ashem,
By Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai,
Barak,
Barak,
Atha,
Atha,
Khan, or Athum,
Atham,
Khan.
Kam.
We're gonna do one courtesy salute to the sister. Men of Israel, Majim Shabbat, Majim, Barak,
Yahweh Shamar Elatham Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Yedimatan, services.